Hey guys, welcome back to my day 4 keto update. And I do have notes right here, which I'm kind of glancing down at because it was yesterday. So for day 4, I switched to eating 3 meals. And the first was the bulletproof coffee. And then the second was a sort of avocado egg. And I'll put a picture of that in right here. My final meal was sort of like ground turkey and asparagus and things like that. And I'm gonna show you a picture of that right here. So I got up and I had that bulletproof coffee at around 8 o'clock, and then I was super hungry by like 11:30, and then I had that pretty big meal. And then I think around 4-ish, I started to feel my energy levels were very, very low. And then I realized, like a chucklehead, that I had not had any electrolytes at all, which I was preaching about in my day 2 video so that you can avoid the keto flu. So I drank that and I was like ready to run a marathon, and that was amazing. And then I had my final meal around 7, and I was totally able to eat that, no problems, which was weird because the day before I really struggled to get down that final meal. Maybe I just liked this last meal better. I don't know. But yesterday, after I had those electrolytes, it was off the charts, so much energy. And in my video tomorrow, I'm actually gonna show you that I'm gonna substitute my pre-workout for that electrolyte drink, and we're gonna see if I'm able to make it happen in the gym by getting rid of that, the pre-workout drink, the packaged kind. And I will say that I'm just in such a better mood. My mind is more clear. My skin feels like it is more clear. And also something kind of weird, like I feel like I can smell stuff that I'm not used to smelling. So all the way around, for me, it's just, yes, it feels like it's so much easier for me, for my body, for my lifestyle. Keto seems to be a very good fit. Like I like that getting up in the morning, having that coffee and not having to concern myself with breakfast or whatever while I'm getting the kids off to school and getting started with my day, and just having that and feeling very satisfied until lunchtime, and then eating a pretty big meal, and then again going several hours and then eating another pretty big meal, and then sort of calling it around like 7:30 or 8 and just being done. So not a whole lot of changes between day 3 and day 4, just way more energy. So I guess that is a big change. But again, only after I drink the electrolytes. So the only reason I'm mentioning any of that to you is just to stress the importance of getting those electrolytes in like early, maybe even before you have your first, food meal. So let's say you have your bulletproof coffee at like 8, maybe let's have your electrolytes around 11:30 before you eat, like maybe an hour before you eat. And then I told you guys I was gonna tell you about the macro app that I'm using, and I'm gonna actually just switch over and screen record it on my phone so you can see what it looks like directly, but it's called Carb Manager, and let me go show you what that's like. App in the App Store, it's called Carb Manager, and it's free. And so if you are familiar with MyFitnessPal, then this is going to look very similar. But what I love about this app as opposed to MyFitnessPal is that you can track your net carbs versus real carbs. And for some of you, that may be a thing, and for some of you, it may not. If you don't know what net carbs are, that is basically where you take, let's say something has 10 carbs and then it has 5 grams of fiber, it gets counted as 5 net carbs. But again, that depends on if it's insoluble fiber or other kind of fiber. So if you want the details about that, there are a gazillion videos on YouTube. You can look up, what is a net carb. But for the purposes of keto, the way that I'm doing it, net carbs for me, I want to stay below 20 net carbs. And so you can see here at the top that it measures your net carbs for the day. And then it tells you where you are at with your fat and your protein macros. And if you don't know what macros are, watch my day 3 video, What Are Macros? And there's a link at the bottom of that video in the description box that will tell you where you can go to a free site, and then you just enter your height, weight, and whatnot, and it will spit out your macros that you need to be on a keto diet. So, and let's look at, because today I'm not done eating yet, so that's not a good example. But yesterday you can see where I was with my carbs. I'm, at 19 of 20 net carbs and 121 of 124 grams of fat and 96 of 100 grams of protein, and just over on the calories, but I don't worry about that kind of stuff because I'm very active during the day. And so just to give you an example of kind of how this works, if you come in here and you just press this little plus button, and then you can enter, you just, like you would click any of it and then add it to whatever meal you want here. And then come in here, and then you just add it to whatever, and it keeps a tally of what you're eating throughout the day. And then if you click over here, it will tell you in depth, basically, you know, here's the screenshot of how you did today. And then it will tell you which foods are highest in carbs, which is great because a lot of times, unless you're tracking this stuff, you don't know about it. And then I have to show you all this because this literally just blew me away. And then if you want to add your water, you add your water, and then you press steps. If you have your, whatever you call the little pedometer, you can incorporate that. But this is the part that I just was like, where has this been my whole life? Even though I know all these exercises now, it still would have been really nice to have. So let me go back. If you press the little hamburger menu up here in the top left and you click exercise, okay, check this out. You can go to, I mean, you could look at all that, but who cares? But you can go to weights. All right. Now you might think, okay, great. That's amazing, Elle. Big deal. But watch this. Leg raise. What? Right there on the thing tells you what it's good for, how to do it. So let's say that, you know, you want to follow somebody's training regimen, but if you don't know what these things are, especially something, you know, more complicated like a barbell wrist curl, you don't have to sweat it because guess what? This app has you covered. I even this morning went to this for a couple of things like, oh, let me get some new lat workout ideas out of this. I think this is such an amazing resource. I would switch over to using this just for this. Think this is amazing. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I don't even know of another single resource besides bodybuilding.com, but then you have to get on there and search out every single exercise. And this is not like that. I just think this is such an amazing resource and I love it. And then if you have exercises that you do regularly, you can add them here. And then you can come back here and, you know, you can upgrade and do all these crazy things and, you know, share your macros with other people and get a food plan and all of that. I don't require that because, you know, I've been doing my macros for a good long while, but I had to share this resource with y'all because when you log it, as you can see here, you can just see, let's go to avocado. Okay. And then there we go. Okay. So it's going to tell you, oops, I don't want to mess that up. So it tells you exactly what it is, like net carbs, fat, protein, calories. Okay, great. Let's go over here. Something as simple as a cherry tomato. I didn't know it had that many carbs in it. I still love them and eat them, just going to eat a lot fewer of them. So, you know, get in here, play around, but it's a totally free app. It's called Carb Manager. Just go to the App Store or whatever it is on an Android and download this app because I'm telling you, like I said in my What Are Macros thing, if you can get in the habit of logging your stuff, it's like a game that you play with yourself, you know? You hit your macros for a month straight, I promise you, you're going to nail your fitness goals or at least be moving so much in that direction. So that is it for this part. And then one thing I forgot to mention when I was doing the screen capture is there's a little notes section at the bottom of each day. And I find that very helpful because it just helps me, like, if there was something going on or, you know, I'm reminding myself like, hey, drink more water, or if there was a mood swing issue, I like to keep track of all that stuff. You don't have to, it's totally optional, but I had to share this resource with you guys because it's free and it's amazing. And if you like MyFitnessPal, you will love this app, especially that exercise section. It's just, I'm gonna tell everyone I ever meet about that ever again because they're like, oh, I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z in the gym. Amazing, such a great resource. So please share that with your friends. And what else? Again, tomorrow I'm gonna be replacing my standard pre-workout with a kind of homemade DIY pre-workout. And I'm gonna see how that workout feels. And then the next day I'm gonna do a workout with BPI, which is supposed to be like a keto-friendly pre-workout. I've never used it. And then I'm gonna tell you which one I liked better and with respect to endurance and taste and, you know, how much each cost, etc. So I'll be making that comparison sometime later in this week. And if you wanna keep up with that journey, go ahead and click like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little bell so you get notification when I post new videos. Thanks for staying with me, guys. I'm really enjoying just kind of giving you these little blurbs and these little tidbits at the back end. And I hope that if keto is something that interests you, that these videos are helpful to you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.